I've always been really driven, so working at a university was something that I thought was the pinnacle for me to reach.
Whenever I take part in activities outside of my course, everyone is excited to be here. Everyone is positive in that mindset of progressing themselves.
So Ben, what was your pathway coming to the University of Winchester?
When I finished college, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do straight away, so I studied maths, biology and chemistry at college. Took some time out to explore different options, did a few different things with work, talked to one of my co-workers and said, you know, how can I get towards teaching? And he put me in touch with one of the lecturers here at University of Winchester, who directed me onto the course. And so I came to an open day where I had a chat with a couple of other lecturers on the course, and they're all really positive, and it was a really good experience being here. The campus is lovely. Then put my application in shortly after the open day. What was your background to becoming a lecturer at the University of Winchester?
I came from industry, so I didn't have maybe a traditional route. I did an undergraduate degree in sport therapy. When I graduated, I started up my own small clinic, and I was also head coach of a performance centre when I started my coaching career. I then moved into mainstream teaching, so I just spent best part of a decade in sixth form, and then I had made the step up to higher education. And I think that understanding of industry has been really helpful for me. So when students ask about jobs and what it's like, for example, teaching, you know, what it's like teaching in schools and colleges, my industry experience has certainly helped me. So Ben, what do you enjoy most about the course, and is there a specific module that you've enjoyed most?
I really enjoy the amount of practical learning I get to do, even if inherently when you hear the title of the course you may not think that there's a massive amount of practical aspect to it. The lecturers find ways to make, even if it's not practical in the sense that there's movement involved, it's practical thinking. There's ways that you feel like you're applying what you're learning to real life situations. Because a lot of us will have work and we're encouraged to work, or at least have work experience whilst we're on the course, I'm able to take what I learn and then almost apply it straight away. There's no hang time between being in a lecture and going, wow, that's really amazing, and then maybe forgetting it in a year's time when I have a job. I'm able to go, that's amazing, let's try it out. Let's see if I can apply that. Where that's really apparent is on the sports psychology modules. So it's been amazing using something you probably don't come across unless you actively look for it, and then being able to apply that and seeing it work in different situations. What's your favourite thing about teaching at the University of Winchester?
I really enjoy about teaching here is the drive that students come with. They'll have a vision of where they want to go to, the career, the job they want to get to. And then for us as staff, it's about how can we deliver obviously a great education, but those other little bits as well. So could it be a volunteering opportunity, maybe a placement? Are there any further qualifications that student would need to have to get into that job? So it's a very nice environment to be in when the student is really, really driven.
Do you think students come driven already, or do you think there's something about Winchester that nurtures that want to strive and be better?
So when we have a mix of students, some students come in not quite sure, and then we will work with them over the 3 years to get them to a point where they're ready at graduation. Some people will come in with a laser focus of where they want to get to. We can change and adapt what we deliver to that student and what we do with them when we work with them to get the best for them. So Ben, I know you like your sport, but is there one sport in particular that you prefer over any others?
I've dabbled in most things. I would say the idea of learning something new is always fun to me, and sport is a really good supplier of that. But one that stuck with me throughout the years is rugby. Played it in my youth. Unfortunately became too injured to play a few years ago, but ended up picking up volleyball at university and have since fallen head over heels for the sport. There should be more for it in the country. Unfortunately there's not, but I think that's something I can do if I go out and I build on my ability to coach it, and I can bring that back and hopefully build the sport in this country, because I think it's massively underrated here. What do you find most challenging about teaching at the University of Winchester?
The most challenging thing about teaching here is not so much putting together loads of content that students need to know. It's about how we take that content and how we mix it into an environment where the student is leading those sessions. So we often need to have our plan A, our plan B, plan C, plan D. We have to adapt to what we're doing, because we want it to be student-led. We want the students to be fully engaged in what they're doing. For us, it's all about being able to adapt, being able to change an environment, change something that we're doing within that session.
And again, I guess aiming towards making it that industry-ready learning so that the student is as well equipped as they can be.
Yeah, 100%. It's really important that whenever we deliver anything here, that it is really focused towards employment and industry. So we're not just going to teach something that's very isolated, we're going to ensure that that is involved in what they will be doing in industry. So what do you find most challenging about the course?
Probably some of the written assessment work, because I'm someone who likes to be practical. It can be hard to get those assignments done on time, but the university and our lecturers do a really good job of helping us with that, with ways to break down assignments so that they're more doable in small chunks, because that was probably the hardest part, was learning how to write academically. You know, you write in school before you get here, you write in college before you get here, but the type of writing that you do, academic writing, is so different, and so it's a learning process to get that. But they're really helpful in giving feedback on your assignments and helping you tweak the little bits that you need to tweak so that you're writing in the right way. Why is Winchester as a city such a great place to study sport?
It's very relaxed. Saying that, there's always a lot going on. You know, we have quite a vibrant city centre, and the university is very close to that. We have some fantastic sport facilities here. So we have our own sports stadium, which is right next to the brand new leisure centre as well. It's just been built. Excellent teaching rooms. We've got some sport labs, which have got some fantastic state-of-the-art facilities. With all that together, it produces a great atmosphere.
Are those facilities used by students on the course, or are they only available through extracurricular stuff?
We will use our facilities. So for example, we've got an 8-lane running track. There might be times where we might be delivering something in multi-skills potentially, or we might have a primary school that comes in that our students are working with. So we could then focus it maybe towards track and field athletics. So having that ability just to be able to go to, you know, a really great facility to deliver sport is very beneficial.
What keeps you inspired?
I get inspired by students who are really motivated, really engaged. They will ask questions, they will want opportunities that we will go above and beyond to give. So that's very, very inspiring for me, is having the students who are wanting to get somewhere, and for us to help them get there is fantastic. Or when we see graduates that may have left 2, 3, 4 years ago, and we see what they're doing, the amazing jobs they're doing, very inspirational. It's also really important for me as well, because I feel that when the students bring really good energy and they want to achieve, it then makes me want to work even harder, whether it be of research, whether it be work in industry, any consultation work that we do here. It makes us want to ensure that we are delivering the best educational experience that we can. So where do you want this degree to take you?
For me, the dream is to work probably in some form of high-profile sport, whether that be as a coach or as an analyst. You know, they're both things that I would really enjoy pursuing a little bit more. For me, it's that high-profile environment, being able to work with athletes that are at the top of their field, to perform day in, day out. It's not you go in on a Sunday and you coach and then come out, which is I've been thoroughly enjoyed, but that idea that every day is working with those people, is trying to eke that extra small 0.5% out of their performance, so that when you're there on game day, you're performing to your highest ability. Just to be involved in a setup like that would be amazing.
What sort of skills do you think you've learnt here that you're going to be able to take on to working in that field?
I think my ability to communicate with peers, as someone who'd worked before coming to university, a lot of my work had been isolated, coaching as one with a group of kids, but having to coach alongside, or at least work alongside, other people on projects that are more than yourself. How can I take two different people that maybe aren't seeing the same way and draw them into one place? Or how can I pick someone up that's coming on a day that maybe they're not feeling it? There are so many aspects that build into one place, and being able to work with all of them at once and get the best out of all of them and get the best out of yourself with them is something I definitely didn't have before I started at University of Winchester.